Look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
Set, 180.
Watch the run.
Now the third leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
59. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a...
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
A very good starting field position from the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now Michel. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
$10 yards there on a Bengal first.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. That one a first down pickup of 8.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Michel. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
Hurry, hurry.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They get 5 on the run, but it leaves them with a tough 3rd and goal forthcoming.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
3rd and goal, Jackson. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
At the 47-yard line.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
180. Two times.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A run for Nick Chubb. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
Hey, alert! Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. Five. We taking wins.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 26. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 24, Mayfield. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Well, he's going to go for it all. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. Going deep downfield. And got his man complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Jackson now. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. They find some open field here. The 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. It's a gain of 34.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Sony Michel with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. The point after is good. And the lead is now 10-7. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Check.
He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score.
Here we
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 30 base. Go on, go on. Go.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr. A toss play to Chubb. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Set, 180. 25 to Mike. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And all the way to the opposite 48. A big play that time for Cleveland. 43 yards.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
Well, that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 27-yard line. He finds his target, Beckham. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. The kick by Fairbairn is good. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. That one 28 yards on the ground.
First down, Cincinnati.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 47. They'll run with Coleman on first down, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down, Michel. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
On the double. 44's the mic. You. Shit. Watch the shit. Alert three.
Again, it's Michel.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sam Hubbard has now recorded 10 sacks on the season, and that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back, and they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out, they'll try to increase the pressure.
They lost 4 there, and it's third down. So on the heels of the sack, they knock him backwards in the running game.
So now it's up to the offense coordinator talking directly into the helmet of his quarterback to instill a little bit of confidence here. Call the play with authority, call with confidence, and let him know this one is the winner.
It's caught by Coleman. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be fourth down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and we will remain tied here in this third quarter.
Not quite enough leg. This one was on target, but it needed a little more behind it. And by about the width of a football, this will stay a tie ball game.
So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 42-yard line.
Mike. 180.
And again, it's Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Run. 25
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. That's taken in by Callaway. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the first down marker. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
The Bengals take over first and 10.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Jackson. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tevin Coleman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to regain the lead. Point after, up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Alert, 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 alert. Shot.
Mayfield looks to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. The Browns on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Mayfield down. It's caught by OBJ. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 25 yards that time. Baker Mayfield, in all likelihood, is going to be seeing a lot of these Cincinnati Bengals in the coming years, twice this season. And he got off to a great start last year as a rookie against Cincinnati. 7 touchdown passes, no interceptions, and 2 wins. Flushed out right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starting in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
The reception good for 7. It's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4. And
all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tevin Coleman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Beckham there, and it's 3rd and short. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Mayfield's throw finds Callaway complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Antonio Callaway, his 6th touchdown of the season as his guys are back within a single score. They do tack on the extra point as well. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded at the 2. Yeah, he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, Michel. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Oh, what a juke into space. He's at the 40, past the 20. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Sony Michel with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let him know, let him know. Up, Johnson. Hey, Charlie.
Mayfield to throw it. And Callaway taking it in left side. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Mayfield now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. Here's Mayfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. T.J. Green with a pick. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Got a man open. It's Ross. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. No problem there on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Regular. Hey, Delta. Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
One last shot from Mayfield here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many